for not being stressed or not being irritated.
Oh.
I don't care. I'm talking about it.
The annoying happy person.
I won't. Yeah, see? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Better believe that.
You're listening to The Brian Moote Show with Brad Nolan.
What's up? My name is Brad Nolan, and I am shot out of a cannon today.
What? What does that even mean?
I don't know. I heard it somewhere, and I figured I'd throw it in here.
That's one of those old-timey slogans. I'm never really sure exactly what they mean.
Heavens to Betsy.
Shut out of a cannon.
This is so weird.
Shireen Thor is in with us. The only Shireen Thor. I say that every week because she is the only Shireen Thor. In fact, she's so rare, don't even bother people searching her because they can't even find her. Which may be a bigger issue. Did you officially change your last name legally?
I'm feeling very special right now.
Well, you can answer the question.
No, I did. But my
She's
real
like busy Instagram
I
live.
was actually not very concerned with this conversation. I'm just putting up a story. My real last name is actually longer than Thor.
Well, yeah. Well, it's
So I officially changed it to the very long and ridiculous version that it actually is.
Wait. What is your real last name?
Thor Bjornsson.
Thor Bjornsson?
I literally,
Your husband is a Viking.
literally.
That's awesome.
Thor Bjornsson.
I think we were on our third date or something, and I was like, "What's your last name?" And he's like, "Thor Bjornsson." And I just looked at him. I was like, "We're never getting married."
That's like five.
That was like my death wish, you know.
Thor Bjornsson. Thor. Four syllables. That's how I have to do syllables like I'm a second grader learning what syllables are for the first time.
That's good.
Funny.
Shireen called me the annoying happy person all the time before the show started, so that's where we're at right now.
This guy.
Which is funny, because I don't have that experience.
You're the
With
annoying
me?
sad person or angry person.
I think.
Usually, maybe that's why you're good for each other.
Oh, we're like yin and yang.
Ew. So gross.
I'm usually not annoying. Well, I don't know. Here's the thing. I am a sarcastic person, but I'm also I'm hard to rattle and I'm hard to get upset. Like I sometimes think that maybe that's an unhealthy situation because sometimes I've done a little experiment in my mind, like what you'd have to do to me to like really enrage me, like who you'd have to kill in my life. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever sober been super upset. I mean, drunk, a million times. And it's usually, for me, because I'm Irish, it's over the tiny things that get me fired up. And then I won't let them go.
That's the thing with me. Sober, I get upset over little things and not nearly as upset as I should about big things. That's my whole problem.
Sober
Yeah.
or drunk?
I don't really get drunk. So
That's true.
I'm just
You
saying
don't.
sober.
You're weird like that.
So
Maybe you're
weird.
just healthy. Or maybe you just know that you got demons.
Well, he likes cigarettes. He has other addictions.
Yeah, you're right.
I have
got
other
vices.
vices.
My
more of
girlfriend
a
is
cigarette person,
currently
too.
my girlfriend is upset with me because nothing irritates me. So she says.
That is annoying.
That was a
Not
quote.
gonna lie.
Well, I know. I'd like to get your opinion on it.
I'm annoyed just looking at you right now with your happy ass.
Shut your yap. So that's the thing. I'm not like an overtly happy person. I just always maintain like a pretty steady neutral. You know what I mean? Like I don't get super happy and I don't get super annoyed. Well, I guess I get more happy than I get annoyed. But that's not true. I get annoyed a lot, but I don't get upset.
Okay.
So what happened was I got a picture message of the downstairs basement in my house in Atlanta, and I knew she was pissed because the picture was just of damage that my dog had done to the house. And the picture is just of the basement and the carpet's all yanked up. Or shredded. Like she pulled the carpet under the door, basically. And also she peed on the floor. And I was like, whoa, looks like and I wrote back like, whoa, looks like someone wanted to get outside pretty badly. I don't know what the hell's going on. I have no context with this picture. And what happened was she locked my dog Moxie, the blind Chihuahua, in a kennel downstairs in the basement. I don't know why she was super sequestered in solitary confinement.
I sense a little resentment there.
Well, I don't want to follow. There is a little bit. But I didn't want to follow up with a question because she was already in a bad mood from work. So I was like, I just let that one go. Mm-hmm. Like, why was she in the basement? Because that plays into why the carpet is shredded. She's in the basement in a kennel, a big kennel. It's a pretty big kennel. It's one built for like a golden doodle. And somehow this blind dog was able to pick the lock.
That's actually amazing.
Or someone forgot to actually shut the cage.
That's more likely.
There's
These
two
are
things.
the two options.
Two scenarios. They get equally plausible. And I am making no judgments. I have no theories. I'll just say.
I've now heard 2 very passive judgments of the girlfriend.
No,
keep it going, Mr. Happy. Okay.
No. So this reminded me a lot of when my mom used to be like, the horses got out again.
Did
How?
they get out?
How'd they get out? And then I'd go out there and like the gate in their stall would be wide open. I'm like, Mom, the gate in the stall was open. She's like, I don't know how they got it open. Oh yeah, they picked the lock with their hooves. That's what they did. They reached over with their goofy faces and unlatched the cage. So I'm making no judgments. Or I'll say that again. So Moxie somehow Mission Impossible's her way out of this kennel. And then because Leo is upstairs, Leo's her pal, she's like, yo, what's upstairs? Now Moxie's a Chihuahua. She's got like intense like FOMO anxiety. She ain't gonna stay downstairs. She's not choosing to be there. So then she starts digging under the door, which then starts pulling the carpet like by string.
Right.
So now she's just dragging strings of carpet, trying to figure out how to get under there. And
Feel kind of bad for the dog now.
well, and the conversation was, she's like, I am so close to sending her to the Humane Society because Moxie's been peeing on everything when she leaves, and that's frustrating. So something's up. My dog is peeing on stuff when she shouldn't be. She's 8 years old. She knows better than that.
Yeah.
So something's going on with her, which is causing her to either neurologically forget or she's just old. I'm not sure.
Dog psychic. We need
So,
one.
yeah, maybe I need someone to talk to her. So Jessica has been putting her in the kennel because she doesn't want her peeing on stuff. And then I'm like, man, well, I mean, what are you going to do? Well, I mean, that sucks. And she's like, I can't talk to you right now. I'm like, what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. She's like, it just irritates me that you're never irritated about something. And I'm like, wait a minute. How the hell am I in trouble for not being upset? Like, am I not matching your level of rage? Call me crazy. I just don't see the point of getting mad at a dog from the other side of the country.
Yeah.
And you clearly have already illustrated to Moxie bad. I know you didn't let this go. I can tell by your voice. But she brought up something funny. Why is it irritating that I don't match her level of irritation?
I think for me, and we can get an actual female perspective in a second, but I think for me, her thought probably is that shows her, whether it's true or not, which I don't think it is, just a lack of empathy for the situation.
Maybe. Huh. Shireen?
I'm just a happy asshole. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but in that point, I just don't understand. Like, here's my thinking. And maybe you're right. Brad brought up a good point. That maybe it's just showing that I don't take value in the things that she sees value in, which I don't think is the case. In my opinion, it was like, well, what is this going to fix? Me being upset at something that already happened, done by a dumb 8-year-old blind Chihuahua in the city of Atlanta hours ago. What is it going to do to this situation if I'm like, no, hell no, this friggin' mutt, damn it, I hope you whoop that ass. You know? Which, she's just a tiny, stupid little dog, looks like a little kangaroo. Like, what are you going to do? I don't know, maybe she just wants to feel backed up, and the fact that I didn't match her level of frustration.
Yeah, I think that Brad, hit the bullseye with the empathy card.
Married man logic.
In your relationship, which one are you? The chill one or the riled up one?
Honestly, we trade very frequently.
Really?
You guys good at that?
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're good at it. I'm just saying all the things I find mind-blowingly frustrating, she doesn't. And all the things she finds mind-blowingly frustrating, I don't. But I'm the one who acts a lot. So when she goes, this is so frustrating, I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, you son of a... I'll
that's
get her.
good. Yeah. You give her what she needs.
But there are some times where my response is this.
Oh, well.
And then I live in that for days.
Because she just holds on to it like, I can't believe you gave me the silent treatment.
You ghosted me in person, I'll ghost you for days.
That person crossed the street right in front of us. Do people have no decency? And I'm like...
what do you do? Oh, yeah.
But internally, I'm like, who gives a crap?
Yeah, who cares?
I don't care.
We
It's
need
in the past.
Okay. In the next segment, you need to throw some scenarios at me, and I need to get better at acting. I need to get better at acting
I like
and
it.
matching the rage. So Shireen, I need you to come up with a couple
Okay, done.
that are really going to help me figure out and then you can rage-o-meter. You can tell me if I match the level of rage that a woman would expect from a normal man who feels anger and frustration for things such as a dog chomping up the carpet and peeing on the floor. Even if that dog did break out of the kennel by itself, No help, no assistance. It's coming up next. Brian's rage test.
I'm into it.
I'll give you 10 seconds to figure it out. I'm kidding.
So easy.
Figure it out. Who is the good cop, bad cop in the Kenny, Shireen, Thorzel, Bergensen?
Kenny is the one who gets riled up about things, and I'm the one who's like, yeah, man, it's all good.
Right.
Zen,
does he
man.
ever get mad at you for that? Like, yo, you don't have my back on that.
I think sometimes he talks to me about work stuff and is like perplexed why I'm not more engaged or like, and I'm
I
like,
actually have something to say about that, the work stuff thing.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's do this.
Let's get into it.
The Brian Moote Show with Brad Nolan. Here we have Brian Moote
This better not get me in trouble with my girlfriend.
and Brad Nolan.
Damn it!
No, my wife wants to flip the swinger switch.
Just two boys without man buns.
She doesn't listen. No,
Let's switch that out.
yeah, we'll
I don't know.
I know.
You know what? The rate I'm
Season
going.
2, we'll switch it out.
The rate I'm going, this would be the episode that she's like, you know what? I need something to take my mind off my rage for the dog. And it would be she listens to this episode and then listens to the episode. If you haven't listened to this one, it's like episode 10 of our show. It's called "We're All Sleeping on the Couch." That's a good one to listen to too. Great
So
one.
we're talking about how Brian isn't sure really sometimes how to react to certain situations, and in just a few minutes, Shireen's going to give him a few scenarios, and he's going to give his reaction, and we're going to decide whether or not it's an appropriate
Yeah, like on
reaction.
the rageometer of a partner in a relationship.
Right.
Because that's the key here. What I'm not getting is that even as minute as it is, I need to learn how to match her level of frustration for something, as in like, babe, got your back. Because subtly, if I don't, it sounds like I'm against her, right?
Correct.
at least not on her team. Yeah.
Yeah, so in that situation, when she comes home and she finds out that my dog has picked the lock on the cage, and like, I don't know how she did it. Like, it would be like I vision it like the Disneyland, what's Pirates of the Caribbean, where she's trying to lure another animal over with a bone who's got the key in its mouth.
You are ridiculous right now.
And Leo came down. I blame Leo. He's the only dog big enough to touch a doorknob. He came down, let her out. But when she found that and was super irritated that I was just kind of like easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, just.
And your hair was all blowing in the wind.
And you know what?
Sucks for you.
Before we get, as I am drinking a La Croix, just get a sparkling water, babe.
Repulsive right now.
Just get a sparkling water. Get a raspberry flavor. You'll feel great.
That's a good accent.
Sometimes I surprise myself. I couldn't.
I was waiting for you to be like, don't you know?
Don't you know? You know what it is? And here's my problem. And I think my therapist brought this up one time. Is my default reaction when people are upset is to be like, no, it's fine. We're going to be good. When sometimes people just in a relationship want you to be upset with them. Team rage.
Didn't you tell me once there was somebody in your family who's like codependent? Because that's codependent, to be like, no, it's fine. Shh.
I did tell you that, Shreen. My entire family. My entire family is codependent, which probably is why I'm like, it's all good, baby. It's
all
breezy.
good.
Let that roll right off the shoulders.
We'll do the Rageometer in a few minutes, but
I need the Rageometer.
we were asking just in general now, Shireen, for you and your man. Mm-hmm. You said, this is between breaks, you said that he comes home to ask and says stuff about work and just doesn't understand your reaction. Can you walk us through it?
Yeah, like he'll be really like either bothered about something or angry about something. Something be really stressful for him, and I listen and I hear him, and I'm like, yeah, man, that sucks. But like, that's all I got. Like, what do you want me to do? I can't start solving your problems. Like, I don't work with you. I don't really understand the industry.
So you're a hell of a life coach.
I do my best. I
can't solve your problems.
What do you want from me? And then he, I think, is a little bit like, oh, like he feels like it just fell flat. Like there's a lack of response from me. Like he expects more, and I can tell he expects more. And I'm like, I wish I could do it.
Is your husband a super like particular? I think people throw around OCD too much. And so I don't throw that around because that is a very serious condition.
It's actually a condition.
People are
right.
particular. Like Jessica is a very particular person. She wants things in the right place. Like it bothers her if I leave dishes in the sink. Right? That's not OCD. That's just particular. You want dishes in the sink.
He's
right?
particular.
And she likes everything in the fridge to look organized, which is why I understand when she sees something that is like out of place in our life, I should understand that. And I think maybe there's an underlying level of resentment because I'm not a particular person for when I'm not matching that response. Is Kenny a particular person?
He's a particular person. My God, when we moved in together, he's like, "This is how you load the dishwasher.
Oh no!
And this is how you should put the cereal box."
What did he say?
Like,
What did he say?
I literally was like, "Dude, I need to get out of this apartment. We should not." Literally, I was freaked out. I was like, "Oh God,
Call the whole thing off."
No big bowls in the bottom. He told you that, right?
100%.
Okay,
What does
good.
that
I'm
even
sure
mean?
you guys would be total besties.
Yeah.
Big bowl. What do you put a big bowl then? What if the top rack is full of small bowls?
You
See-
save it
see,
for another
Brian-
load,
What?
or you do it yourself.
No, dude.
You do
See,
not
Brian
put big
is
bowls.
simpatico with me. He's like, whatever, man.
No.
You just
No,
put the balls.
You put the big bowl wherever you can weasel it in.
No.
You just slide it in. You can sometimes you can put a big bowl around a bunch of other smaller bowls, so it's like one of those Russian dolls where you open the dolls up and the bowls get smaller as they
I'm
go.
just so
Wash all the
amused.
bowls.
I'm so excited about how upset Brad is right now. Like he's like freaking out about this big bowl.
This comes from when I was.
Hold on. After we do my Brian learned how to show rage, we're gonna do one called Brad. Let's figure out what actually freaks him out.
Freak-o-meter.
This comes from a world in which I was poor most of my life, and the dishwasher only had things on the bottom. It didn't have the top jets as well.
You only had
on
a
the
rack
bottom.
on the
So if you
bottom.
put a bowl on the bottom, the top stuff doesn't get clean.
Oh, so it just shot jets up, and so
Yes.
you were cock blocking the dishwasher from getting his job done. Ooh, how fascinating!
And now it's like there's these things. Now all my whole childhood was that. So now I'm like putting the bowls in the bottom. I'll have to run this twice.
Man, for you folks who are particular people, I grew up and I don't want to call my mom a hoarder
Don't want to
because
He's
my
like-
brother Killian has, and she was pissed about it. But
cry. Did she cry?
She might have. No,
That's sign number one. Full on hoarder.
She didn't.
As
Oh,
if
really?
she cried.
no, she didn't cry. She goes like this. She goes, what did she say? She said something super funny. She goes, maybe you need to go ahead and leave now. And she kicked him out of the house. And Killian was
Definitely a hoarder.
like 26 years
It's a
old.
hoarder response.
That is
I think
hilarious.
she's just a nostalgic collector, but also she does like anytime she touches something in the kitchen. Love you, Mom. It stays on the kitchen counter. Like it literally, you could walk into the kitchen and go, I can tell you the last 35 things my mom has come in contact with because they're all right here. They're right here. Like the cupboard is open. I can see all the seasonings that she touched. They're all on the counter. And like this one, I'm not a particular person, but this one used to creep me out. The butter dish is like just sitting on the counter out of the fridge. I'm like, that's got to be bad. Or that butter
That's
has
an
got
old person thing. Leave the butter out on the table so it's always soft. That's
Yeah,
an
people
old
do
But
that.
isn't that like
thing.
gonna get
See,
rotten? Get your diarrhea or something? I don't even know. I'm so flabbergasted. I can't even speak.
You are just about as upset about the butter as Brad was about the bowl.
I just don't. I can't wrap my
So
head around
good.
food being left out, and that to me just means you should throw it away. But anyways. So our sink used to just have nothing but dishes, just like mountains of dishes, which I know some people like. I don't feel like Brad could have dishes like above the level of the sink.
No.
Where I feel like Shreen and I could be like, I'm busy right now. I'll get to that at some point
That's
in time.
100% true.
And I'd walk right out the front door and never think about it again. Where like my girlfriend and Shreen's husband and Brad would all walk out the door and be like, gotta go back.
Yeah, I
Like, I
cannot
can't.
function. Yeah, exactly.
The way you solve that problem is you just do them as you use
Yeah,
them.
see, dude, I've
Oh
heard
my
that
God,
a
you
million
sound like my
times.
husband.
Right.
Get out.
Shut up. I don't have time to wash. Dude, I've heard all the arguments. If you rinse it right now, it's quicker to wash because the stuff
Oh.
hasn't dried onto the
Okay.
side of the bowl.
Oh my
I
God.
don't care, man. What if I want to use the sponge and chisel all the sauce off with a butter knife?
I have to say, though, your husband being weird about work, right? When I come home and I flip out about work, my wife then, mistakenly, slips into, I'll solve it.
Oh, God.
Oh, see,
And then I'm
that's
like-
what I don't do.
And then, but then I'm like, I've done 19 years in radio. What the do you know? Like, you think I can't solve this on my own? But
That's
when
exactly
she doesn't
it.
try to solve it, I get mad because she didn't care.
Oh, you're so annoying.
know what's
oh
funny?
God, Brad. Would I punch you from I don't know.
No.
It's too far.
Jessica,
assault.
I try to help Jessica solve her real estate problems, but I don't really try to solve them. I just try to throw out buzzwords that I know she's said before.
You're a nerd.
Like, HOA, earnest money, down payments, contracts, upgrades, just so she'll start to fix her own problems, but then it seems like I'm really engaged and I care.
Good job, dude. Hey, you got that one down.
We'll do Brian's rage meter next. All right, ready?
Oh, wait. Yeah, I thought you were just going to go right into it.
Brian Moote is a stand-up comedian. Brad Nolan is a stand-up dad. The Brian Moote Show with Brad Nolan.
That's me. I'm the Brad Nolan part, stand-up dad. Very good at it.
Brian Moote. I lack rage.
That was so weird,
What?
but awesome at the same time.
It sounds like
And,
I went to a confession of just like Pussies Anonymous.
I lack rage.
I'm Brian Moote, and I lack any sort of rage. I need to learn how to rage out. I need to learn how to just go get pissed and smash stuff. I should just wait. And just, you know what? I should do a little experiment after we find out if my rage matches the what is expected. When it comes to relationship stuff, I should just drive around Los Angeles for a couple hours and just learn how to honk at people. You know, give someone a right old finger. Just flip them the bird.
It is funny. I've driven with you in really bad traffic, and you're like, this traffic.
And that's it.
When I'm like, get the out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah. This is how I express rage in
Yeah.
traffic. Oh, God. That's it.
It's going to take longer
But
to
like
get
honestly, so like my husband's like you with the traffic and the things. That just stresses me out.
Yeah,
and like
actually,
I just
you know what?
rather not be stressed, and so I
Honestly-
just choose to be like, man, it's kind of bummer. Cool.
Honestly,
Bummer,
as like now that I'm back in Los Angeles, I have taken that approach. Nothing bothers me
Oh,
in the
that's
car
nice.
anymore. Like now that I'm in Los Angeles, because I'm like, if I'm really going to get mad every time, then
Yeah.
I'm just going to be mad all the time. So I'm
You're-
just going to chill.
Exactly.
You know, the
That's-
only thing that really makes me upset, and I'm going to have to harness, I'm going to channel this, my angry place. It's my angry place. I'm weirdo. Some people have to find their happy place. Find your angry place, Brian. Find your angry place. Here it is. It's when she plays Candy Crush while I'm talking to her. Because for some reason, the only thing that really bothers me is when I feel like someone's not listening.
Yeah.
You know, and we're in a conversation. And I know women are better at multitasking. They have more connections between two sides of their brains. I've
Well,
heard that.
no one actually can multitask, but it's fine.
Brad, save your multitasking theories for another show. Okay. I just get so enraged because she's like, I'm listening. And I'm like, you're not listening. You're not listening. You're playing Candy Crush. You're not listening. You're playing Candy Crush. Stop playing Candy Crush. And it would make me that's the only time I've like really ever gotten super, super pissed is when she was playing Candy Crush and we were driving to Panama City Beach and she was just flipping away on these Candy Crush. And at first I thought she was like getting work done, right? Nope. She wasn't getting any work done.
Yeah.
No work was being done. The only work she was doing was ignoring me. And I'm sitting there telling her a story thinking I'm entertaining her like, oh, Brian, you're such a good, and I'm driving. You're such a good road trip partner, you know? You're driving and keeping her entertained. I look over, she's playing Candy Crush. And then she just kept doing it. And it was making me crazy. The whole weekend, making me crazy. One time I looked over and I was going to try to make a move on her. Candy Crush, boner went away. That's how mad I was. Completely went away.
Wait, so why is it okay if she's doing it and working versus Candy Crushing?
Because I feel like in today's society, today's era, I have extended a certain amount of lenience to people who have careers where boom, 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 it's got to be replied to. Like, she's in real estate. Now, there was a glorious time way back in the late 90s where we could just hide from technology. Do you remember those days where someone would send you an email and they'd have to be patient
Yeah.
for you to reply? Or even a text message. And
Yeah.
they'd have to just go, well, I hope that went through. And they'll just have to wait. Now it's like delivered, read. You know, people we have such a level of impatience for any sort of
Wait time.
wait at all. So I'll extend that to anybody, really. Like if you whip out your phone and you're like, oh, hold on. Or don't even say hold on. If I can see you're like, and you look busy, I'll pause on my conversation. I'll talk slower. I'll save my punchline for whenever. But I don't want to bomb in conversation. That sucks.
I literally had a meeting before this show that happened twice in the meeting, and I just went, no, I'll wait. Like
You
it's
can't.
just like you have to.
You can literally stop talking, and then as soon as their eyes come off their screen, pick right back up.
Yeah.
And they
Well-
will not miss a beat.
And okay, so like I'm just gonna weigh in on this because technology's such a thing now. Like I was talking to my
God.
therapist about it, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm getting invited to all these conferences about how it affects families and couples," and I'm like, "Yeah, like we actually need to just like it's not you can't just be passive anymore. Otherwise, we're all just gonna drown in our phones." So I hate with a freaking passion that like I'll be in the middle of a conversation with someone at a freaking meal and then ding 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 and all of a sudden they leave the conversation with me and they're in a whole nother conversation with someone who's in their phone and I'm like, do you realize that's rude?
Wow.
Like, there used to be a time where you could just like hang out with
Yep.
people and people would leave a voicemail or, you know, they would call you and you wouldn't be home, but you'd catch them when you got home and you could actually like have uninterrupted time with human beings.
Yeah.
I hate that that's like that it's socially. You know what, Brad? I
Brad-
just
Hey,
want to
babe.
murder you right
I
now.
love Brad's bit right now. His long play bit is like Shreen's talking about how annoying it is, and Brad's like obnoxiously
we're
starting
in
to
the-
email,
we're in
obnoxiously
the
starting to email,
podcast, and I
and then decides to call.
You're just annoying. Your face is annoying right now, and anyone on the planet who does that kind of thing is annoying.
People were saying they hate technology, and when people just make phone calls mid-sentence.
Brad's on the phone
He's
with his wife right
literally
now.
on the phone. Like,
Really
oh, yeah.
good radio.
I love you, babe.
Hey, Nikki, Shreen says she wants to punch Brad in the face.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there we go.
Love you, babe.
That's called an out. We had commercials coming up right now.
Okay, Brad, that was very good comedy. I still hit your face a little bit, but like for real though, I think this is terrible.
What did your therapist say was like a good way to approach it? Because you have 2 kids who are going to grow up as cell phones being attached to them. I think like I have found the other day that I think I'm going to get rid of Twitter just on my main page of my phone and put it on the 4th page.
That's a good
so
idea.
if I go to it, I have to flip through the
telling
phone
ya.
to go to it because I found myself the other day, like my brother was talking to me, and this is one of the things I hate, but I went up
happens.
and I looked at Twitter and I just scrolled it to see if anyone said anything of interest.
While your brother was
While my
talking
brother's
to you.
speaking to me. Like that's a level of disrespect that I even comment like, what are you doing? Like not only was I
Yeah.
looking for someone to talk to me, I was looking for anybody.
Even though there was someone right there talking to you.
but one of the most important people in your entire life.
He's got cancer, for God's sake. And here I am. Just whatever, Pat. Keep your thoughts to yourself. I want to see if Trump said anything. I don't care about you.
It's just
I'm
like
telling you, man, I cleaned up my phone. I deleted all but like 10 apps or something like that. And anything that's social media is parked away in a folder. And I have to actively, I have to do work to get to it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that because I really, literally, and I've done this at stoplights too, where I've been like, hey, what's on Twitter? Just one scroll, ooh, a notification, and it's nothing.
I will say, though, now that I've cleaned out my phone and I've I unfollowed a bunch of people and cleaned everything up, I now find myself just pulling my phone out, even still mid-conversation.
Just looking at the...
unlocking it.
Yeah.
And then going...
oh, there's nothing here.
And then just locking it again.
Honestly, I do that too. And I don't even know what I'm looking for. I think it's just like Pavlov's law where you get addicted to this.
Behavioral conditioning.
Exactly.
You'll pick up your phone and be like, 4 o'clock. Like, what the hell? No one asked me what time it was. Like, I think I've done that in public where I'm like, yeah, look at that, 3:15. And everyone's like, what? Is he on the phone?
I got made fun of the other day for looking at my watch 8 times in 10 seconds. I was like,
Wait, are you
Like,
busy?
are you in a hurry?
You gonna get out of here?
yeah,
I'm
but
like-
it's just a smartwatch, so I'm and notifications and stuff.
So did your therapist say how to address that with your family? Do you guys have a rule? Do you guys have a
Well-
no phones at the table rule already?
We don't, but we need them because.
I mean, I feel like that's such a close step
She
to
did-
sad marriage, though.
No,
right?
but she
The
did
rule?
tell us though that it's super normal for couples to go into that room and be aggro about this subject, and that it's typically the dude who's addicted more, and the girl who's like, wah, 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 I don't like it. So wrong. That was really. God.
I mean, I agree.
In that
I
dude's
think it's
voice?
definitely I think it's definitely the guys.
I think I'm still processing rage from when Brad called his girlfriend and then his wife in the middle of my. I'm angry, dude.
She wanted to. If Shreen had longer arms, she would
My
have.
rageometer is legit.
You don't want to mess with Thorslin Baum, Thorslin Vandergaard, Zavinsky. You don't want to mess with this Viking over here, this Egyptian Viking, the worst kind of Viking ever.
So confusing.
I promise we're going to get to Brian's rage meter in the next segment.
That's how you do a good show, Brad. You keep teasing the fun stuff.
That's right.
The Rageometer, and it's giving Shreen chances to come up with stuff that we haven't already covered. Well, we could throw that one in there.
That's right. Oh, we should. Are you kidding?
It's the closing segment of the show, kids.
Should we do it?
Let's do it. And other rage factors.
You're listening to The Brian Moote Show with Brad Nolan.
Just picture Brad's punchable face. That's all you have to do.
I had actually heard a label guy say that about a host I was working with one time, and I was tickled by that. He's got a punchable face, doesn't he, Brad? And I was like, yeah. For weeks, I was riding that out.
There are people that just have punchable faces, and you do. You have
I am
one.
not one of them. All right, that's Brian
That's
Moote. My
not
name
true.
is Brad.
You want to hear
Shireen's in studio.
Shireen, you want to hear a punchable face story?
Yeah.
That I think is still one of our radio friends legitimately thinks that Brad is Kevin Connolly from from Entourage. If you don't know what Brad looks like, look at the podcast picture because he looks exactly like Kevin Connolly in that or any picture that you have on social media.
Is that Turtle?
No, E. E is he's kind of the neurotic, pansy-ass one. So very much like Brad.
No, I like E. That's good. Definitely neurotic. Yeah,
He's the one that keeps everybody on track.
Yes,
he's like
exactly.
the business guy.
Oh my God, it's weird. Your personalities match too.
So,
well, the character's based on me.
So,
of course.
we took a picture.
There you go.
At this at the movie premiere for The Meg, right? That big shark movie. Which, by the way, movie review I'm not supposed to do, but this is coming a little early. Where we're not supposed to talk about the movie till the 8th, but guess what? It's a big-ass shark movie.
What?
That's my review of the big-ass shark. So we're down there. My brother's going to do like a Q&A with the cast next day and stuff. And we're with a buddy of ours that works in radio in Dallas named Brett. And his co-host is Scotty K. And I know both these guys from Atlanta. They're now in Dallas. Brad's met them both, I believe, at times.
Well, this is the first time I met Brett, but I've met
Scotty K, yeah. So anyways, we take this picture, and it's like a selfie, and it's in a dimly lit room, and Brad looks like Kevin Connolly. Like, a lot like Kevin Connolly in the picture, too. And so I send this photo.
It's so funny.
I send this photo, and so Brad, I think he looks and he's like, I don't know who that one guy is. And he goes, and so his reply was that he goes, hey, did Kevin show you his junk again? Because that was weird. And I wrote back, so much junk, because I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And then he writes back, hey, Brian, say howdy to Kevin for me. He'll get it. And then Brett's like, I can't stop thinking about how Kevin took his junk out again because Brett knows that Brett is there. I'm like, I think Kevin Connolly from Entourage. And
because wait, time out. Brian has had some Instagram stuff with Kevin Connolly.
I had a run-in with Kevin Connolly.
He had no
sense of humor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he caught me Instagramming him like in the background, and I said, wish it was Turtle at a bar. And then I caught him Instagramming me, catching me Instagramming him. And he was trying to do it, and then we kept Instagramming each other, and he just wouldn't participate in the joke.
That's hilarious.
He's being a real
so
bitch
he's
about
like
it.
as serious in real life as he is on the show.
Which I am not.
Yeah. So then he writes back like, effing Kevin, Brian, make sure you ask Kevin about his wife's birthmark. And I'm like, I don't
what?
And then he writes back on Monday, you ever talk to Kevin? And I'm like, I don't know, like, I want to text Brett and be like, he's talking about Kevin Connolly, right? Like, he knows that that's Brad Nolan, that's not Kevin Connolly.
Like, I don't know, like, I do look different. I haven't seen him since, like, 2012. I do look a little different today than I did back then, but, I mean, it's a little strange, like, or did he mean the other guy, Kevin Connolly?
What?
I mean, Kevin Klein. Or someone like that. I don't know.
Some radio person. Anyways.
Oh, my gosh.
So-
it's been weird.
So, Brad, I don't know how, I'm like, I don't know how we get out of this joke. I'm like, well, on the air and in real life, I don't know what the point was.
Well, you should text back right now and be like, can we, Kevin who? Which Kevin?
I don't want to. I want to keep it going.
Keep it going for a while.
Keep it going.
All right, let's get to my Rageometer.
All right, let's
All
do
right.
it. I have some sound effects here. I don't, actually. I'm not that organized.
Oh, okay, well, you really came in there excited.
Oh, here we go.
You have sound
Yeah,
effects.
come on, give us
time
something,
now
Brad. Come on,
Let's hear
producer
it. Come on,
Brad.
dude.
I don't know which one I want to
Here,
use.
come on, play something.
Time now for Brian's Rageometer.
It's a game!
Yeah,
All right.
everybody. Here's how it will work.
right,
Shireen will give a situation, and Brian will try to give the appropriate amount of rage.
Okay.
Okay, Shireen, whenever you're
The
ready.
rage is right!
Okay.
That's what the game should be called. All right, what's a good scenario?
Okay, here I go. I'm channeling like as if I'm your girl.
Mm-hmm.
Babe. Babe, I'm so pissed. I literally had to get up in the middle of the night 3 times to let the dog out to pee.
Oh, that's so annoying. Did that sound authentic?
That was pretty good. No, but I felt it though. Like I was like, yes, it is.
Oh my God! No, you know what?
I mean, you were obviously being a ridiculous drama queen about it because we are in here and it's silly. But like, I liked it.
Oh, you know what I should have said? Oh gosh, you know what? You should let me do that. But then now I'm trying to fix her problems.
Then you would have been too good. No, honey, yes, always.
No. I would say, I do know what it feels like to be woken up in the middle of the night to do that.
I too.
I
too know what it feels like to have been woken up 3 times by the dogs in the middle of the night whilst sleeping. And
White Men Can't Jump. That's what it's from.
Yeah, Rosie Perez.
I too know what it is to be thirsty.
I want you to sympathize with me, Billy. I too. I know I don't want you to go get me water. I want you to sympathize with me. I too know what it is like to have been thirsty.
That was like amazing.
All right, let's do another scenario.
My Puerto Rican is on point.
Yes.
No, it's not.
My parody of a Puerto Rican. All right, another scenario.
Dude, I'm so mad. I was actually about to close a sale, and then the dude just flaked.
I'll kill him. I'll kill him. Point his ass out. Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Damn, babe,
Who
calm
is he?
down. You so crazy right now.
Who is he?
Nailed that one.
I want you to say, I too know what it was like to have wanted to kill somebody.
You're just getting so good at that.
That's my good Puerto Rican. I got good Puerto Rican rage hands. I'm sweating right now.
Yeah,
already.
me too.
You feeling the rage?
I kind of feel it boiling. That kind of feels good. Start raging out on people.
Shakespeare in the flesh.
I'm gonna start raging out way more. All right, give me another one.
All right, hold on.
Brian, I'm so sorry. I accidentally let your dog out and he got hit by a car.
Oh man, he's sad. Really bummed out.
Did I just ruin your day?
I can't be mad at that. I'd be so sad. Little Moxie, she didn't even see it coming. She's blind. You know what? This is sad. My real reaction would be like, I'd be super bummed out. But then I'd also be like, but she didn't see it coming, so at least it was quick. Oh there was no fear. Like, she didn't have any fear. That'd be the worst part, is I could just picture her looking at the car like, no! But she didn't even see it. She's like, I'm going to get a ball if I knew where one was.
Crunch.
Because I'm blind. Over.
See, but like this is like your superpower and your Achilles heel. Like even then you just found a silver line with your dog dying. What the hell?
Maybe I'm a psychopath.
No, you're a silver lining guy. You're a glass half full dude.
But the line between glass half full guy and I'm going to wear you as a skin suit, like how far away are those from each other?
No, it's like a circle. These are very close, actually.
Well, I mean, I think this is why it's good for you to get in touch with your rage to make sure you don't get
like
to
you
the
just
skin
need to
suit.
learn to channel your serial killer instincts into happiness. Happy place.
That's what I do.
Oh, God.
You said that like a murderer. That's what I do. I have learned how to mimic normal human interactions like a robot.
It's true.
I've learned how to pattern myself after regular speaking. All right, do you have any more rage scenarios? Brad, do you have a rage scenario?
Sure. Here we go. I don't have a job. I can't. That's gonna go.
God, you can't get mad at that. What am I, like a
No.
weirdo in a trailer out in some, like, oh, god damn, bitch, you lost your job? What, do you think I'm gonna work? Hell no. You better get that ass out there and work them streets. Work them streets, Brad. Shake that
I
ass.
was just go some weird places with that, and then I was like, I can't go to the weird place I was gonna go.
Get out on that corner, bitch. Work it. Wear that low crop top. Wear that one where your boobies don't fit in all the way, right? Let's get some
Underboob.
Come on, we need to attract some rich fellas, not some trailer trash around here. Get out there on the nice corners.
We just opened up a whole new Pandora box for a completely different
I
day.
too know what it
Brian
was
Moote
like,
Show.
Brad, to have wanted to kill people.
Yo, if we go to 7-Eleven right now, we can be back in time for the game.
I don't know, man. I don't want to miss kickoff.
Okay, but Gatorade is 2 for $2.50 when I use my 7-Eleven app.
Dude, but kickoff.
But how are we going to stay on top of our game while watching this game if we're not on that 7-Eleven game?
I don't know how.
Keep up, dude. 2 for $2.50 Gatorade with my 7-Eleven app.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, I'm feeling you now.
Thank you.
7-Eleven. Be game day ready. Plus tax where applicable. Valid at participating locations.